Hello and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, we help members of the public to get the best price for their antiques and valuables. They get a choice. You can sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and tempt you with a cash offer on the table today.
400.
Still a
Long way.
quite a long way away.
Now, if I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say reject that offer. Have a gamble, go to auction. Hopefully, we will get you a little bit more money. Today, the show comes to you from St. Albans. There's a great crowd of people. They've queued since early this morning. They really want to do business. They want to lock horns with our dealers. They want to walk away with the real deal.
The den's chocker with all kinds of treats for our lucky dealers today. So let's get over to Karen Delmen's table where Mary's raring to go with her AA sign.
I know what it's worth and I'm out to get as much money as I can.
Oh, watch out, Karen.
I've got one thing to say to you. Do they know their sign's missing? Whoever had this outside their hotel?
Well, it was a pub that burnt down years ago.
Oh, right.
And the guy who took the sign put it in his loft and then his son took it out of the loft only just recently and sold it to me on the internet.
Ooh. So when you say years ago, any idea?
Well, I think it was about, I don't know, maybe 1980 or maybe before that, the pub burnt down.
Okay, so yeah, it's already 30 years, aren't we? So it's at least 30 to 40, possibly 50 years old. Some sort of galvanised metal here, and clearly saying on the front, hotel, and this motto here for obviously the two A's, the AA, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose if you went along to these hotels and you saw this outside, this was a sign that you get a certain standard of hotel.
Yeah.
I suppose that's how it worked, that
Yeah,
they have
I think
to
so,
be
yeah.
fairly decent to be registered.
Yeah.
So what made you buy it?
I bought it to go in my garden.
Yeah.
And then, because I've only just got it recently, but then I thought it's a shame to put it in the garden because it will go rusty. And I just thought, no, I'll just sell it. I mean, I know what it's worth, so I just want to make some money.
Okay. Well, you're one up on me then, because I don't. I've never had one.
Well, it's old, and they're collectible.
Yeah.
These sort of things.
And it's advertising, and there's a massively strong market for advertising. I quite agree with you.
Yeah.
So far, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So you know what it's worth, eh?
Yeah.
Well, the colour's good to start with. There's £50 down on the table. £70, Mary.
A long way off.
Right, I'm going to put another tenner down.
No.
You're being very tough with me, aren't you? I'm going to fill it up to £100, and I'm still not getting much of a positive response here, David.
Well, whenever I see one of these signs, I think back to when I was a little boy, when they used to salute as you went past them if you had an AA sign on your car. May well have been, 50s. Well, the independent valuers on the auctioneer say £200 to £300. My guess is 120, 140, that kind of area. What did you pay? Because I've got a feeling Karen is not going to put much more money on the table.
I paid £175 for it.
Yeah, that sounds probably round about its money, but you paid a retail price. Make a decision. If there's no more money, it's probably worth a gamble at auction.
I suppose there is quite a difference, isn't it, what I put down, 100 quid, to what you pay, 175. And I can understand why you're reluctant to sell it to me, but for what is in it for me, we're talking £30, £40 profit. Yeah. It's just not worth it for me, so that's why I'm being a bit mean. You're going to auction?
Yeah, I'm going to auction.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Have you ever been before?
No.
Good luck. Do you know what, I have to confess, I'm not awfully sorry I didn't buy it. My heart wasn't really in it.
So Karen didn't rate it as much as the independent valuers. It's down to auctioneer William Rouse to find out who's right.
So coming up now is your AA sign. You paid $175 on the internet for it. question is, can we get your money back, especially after the deduction of commission? Tricky, but we're about to find out. It's coming up now.
And lot 30A is this AA copper sign. Decorative lot, start me £100 for this. £100 the AA sign, 100, 110, 120, 130, £130 for it, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, £200, 210.
210 on the internet, just in time. Somebody else fancies it, 230.
250.
250 on the internet.
260,
They like it.
270, 280, 290, 300, 320, 340. In the room at 340, £340. You're all done.
360, just in time on the internet.
380.
380 in the room.
380 it is. In the room at 380, I'm going to sell it. Last chance, £380. 380.
Wow, great result. That lit the sale room at £380. Now, we've got some commission to take away. You're going home with 311 quid.
Great.
You're a winner. That's lit the room up. That's the real deal.
Something else that might light up the den is an unusual lamp sitting on Janice Kehoe's table. Designed by renowned potter Guy Sidman, seller Ian is after a good price.
Oh, I'd love to see sort of 600 or 700. I paid 700, so if I can get close to that, it'd be fantastic.
Well, you know your figures. Hope Janice knows hers.
You've brought a wonderful pool lamp.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
It's a Guy Sydenham helmet vase,
Yeah.
known as helmet lamps as well. One of 3 I own out of
Yeah.
my collection of pool. That time to let this one go, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really
I
striking
love it.
piece.
I love
And
pool pottery. It's beautiful.
the way you see the face through the
Yeah.
helmet is...
Yeah. Lit up, they look incredible. You
Yeah,
know, in a dark
I'm
room
sure.
especially, they're fantastic.
And do you know when it was made?
I think around 75, 73 to 75, somewhere around there.
And is that his signature
That's
on
Guy
the bottom?
Sydenham's, yes, and that's
Yeah.
also Beatrice Bolton's, who would have helped in some
Who
way
was-
on the piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, and how many of these would have been made?
There's not. They're quite uncommon. You know, there's maybe 100 maximum, I would
Yeah.
have thought, but probably not even that.
Yeah.
You rarely see them up for sale.
Yeah.
So
The detail on it is absolutely superb, and it's in beautiful condition. It's beautiful.
yeah,
Right. I'll try and buy it.
have a go.
Let's see. Right. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. Now, am I close?
No.
A long way away?
A long, long way away.
Okay, let's try a little bit more. 20, 40, 60, 80, 300 and 40. Is that anywhere near?
Still a
Long, long way.
quite a long, long, long way away.
Right. Okay.
I'm afraid.
All right. Let's try a little bit more. 60, 80, 400. We're getting there.
Getting slightly warmer, but still at a distance of.
I'll go a little more. Let's see, 400, 420, 440.
Getting warmer, but
Not
I feel a
warm
hand on
enough.
my back.
An extraordinary item, this is. I've never seen this before. They are saying 5 to 8, 6 to 7. It is an extraordinary thing.
It's lovely.
I'm
Really
going to say it needs to be more money.
Yep.
It's the nicest piece of pool I think I've ever seen.
I
so
agree, yeah.
I'm not really a big pool fan, but that really talks to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you with Janice and see where we go.
Right. I better get some more money out. Right, we're at 440.
We are. Yeah.
Right. If I make it 500.
I'll tell you, I
Yeah.
paid 7 for it, but I've enjoyed it for a while.
Yeah.
And I've got to leave something in it for you.
Yes, yeah.
I was aiming for 6, so if we can meet at 550,
I'll meet you halfway. What about 525?
make it 530.
Have we got a
It's-
deal?
I think it's a deal.
Right, 530.
That's a deal.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you, Janice.
indeed. Thank you.
Ian settled for less than he wanted, but you can't beat cash in hand, and Janice seems chuffed.
I'm so pleased to have bought that. It's a really archetypal piece of pool pottery, and I'm thrilled with it.
But will you still be happy when it comes to making a profit, Janice? We'll find out later.
Thank you very much for coming in today.
Across the den, Jennifer's brought in a car boot buy, and she's looking for a good profit.
I think it's worth like £40, but obviously I'd like a bit more.
Simon doesn't know where she got it from or what she paid for it.
Now, Jen, you've bought in this little atomizer or scent bottle.
Yes.
What can you tell me about this?
It looks like 1930s to me. I think it's French, bottom half, but I know this isn't. I think this has been added on, because I think maybe it broke.
What you've got is actually, you've got a scent bottle, or it's actually an atomizer, they call them, because it's got the little thing there.
Yeah.
And it's in a silver-coloured metal. And at first glance, it looks quite desirable and interesting.
Yeah.
And then on closer inspection, I'm afraid it falls down a little bit. It's got first impressions. Have you seen that written on it?
Around that.
Which I think is probably the name of the scent that it was sold in. And what it is, it's a look-alike. It looks like a nice sort of Edwardian Victorian scent bottle with a silver mount, which would actually be quite a valuable, saleable item. But it's a look-alike of one, and it's not actually one. Whether that's been replaced or not, it's quite difficult to say. It didn't occur to me that it had been replaced, simply because it's quite a difficult job to replace these on them. And it probably wouldn't have been, it's not valuable enough to really be worth working on, if you know what I mean. But it's a pretty little thing. People do collect them, but it hasn't really floated my boat, I've got to be honest with you. I can make you an offer, though.
Go on, man.
You're not going to punch me, are you?
No, not at all.
£20.
Just a little bit more.
You could take it to auction. You might get much, much more for it at auction.
But you could give this as a present to someone.
I could do, but they'd probably rather have the 20 quid, wouldn't they? What would you rather? £20 could be my final offer.
Final.
Final. But seriously, if you think you could get a bit more for it at auction, as I say, there are people that collect these.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good offer for what it is.
Yes, OK then.
It's a deal?
Deal.
Go on, where'd you get it?
Car boot sale 6 days ago.
How much?
£1.
I'm going to have to start going to these car boot sales to save myself a fortune.
Yeah, definitely. Great, I got £20 for it. So I made £19 profit.
I wish you'd taken it to auction. I'm never going to see that 20 quid again.
Ever the optimist, Simon. Find out at the end of the show if he's right. Also coming up, a rare walking stick has Karen excited.
Quite like the look of that. I'm going to try and buy that.
But the Duke has a surprise for her and the seller.
The best I've seen in 30 years, and I'm going 300 to 500.
Will Karen walk away with it?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from St. Albans.
The den's still packed, so it's time to get over to Ian Towning's table where Sandy's waiting to do business.
I brought along my father-in-law's watch and I'm hoping to get about £200 for it.
If I was to buy it for 100, 110, fair enough. Any more than that, it's not worth it to me.
I reckon I can twist his arm a bit.
Ooh, well, let's see, shall we?
An Omega Seamaster.
It is.
Yeah. 1950s, 1960s.
Yes.
From what I can see, it needs a new strap for sure.
Yes. We were going to put one on, but it's not for sale for the strap, is it? It's for the watch.
And how long have you had it?
Since my father-in-law died, 20 years plus.
All right. Looking at it, it needs a very good clean and a very good service.
Yes.
I think, you know, what happens is when these watches lie around, because of the heating conditions we have and the central heating, they dry out.
Yeah.
And then they just need a good clean, good service, and they're usually pretty good. They run pretty well after that. Do you have any idea of its value?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You've taken off the consideration that it needs servicing and cleaning and restoration and everything else.
Still works.
Just about, yes. Well, I wouldn't want to pay more than £100 for it, because for the simple reason, I have to spend a lot on it. And here comes David.
Now, obviously, you see some problems here.
Yes.
Independent value was about 180 to 250. It's going to bring £200 in auction, 180, £200. Take away 30 quid. It's going to bring about 170 quid, isn't it?
It won't make it. Whoever looks at it knows that they've got to service it, clean it, and put a strap on. But it's not even hallmark. So it makes it difficult when you go to sell it to a private person. It's not hallmark, but
Would
it's
you
like
be happy with 150? If we can persuade this young gentleman to part with his money.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
So, I'm going to turn around and say, on the date, reluctantly, a deal.
So we have a deal with David's help. We have a deal at £150.
Can I not persuade you a little bit more?
I'm afraid not. If it was in better condition, I would gladly give it to 100. Gladly give it to 100. But I do have to spend money on it.
Okay. It's a deal.
It's a deal?
Yeah.
We can shake on it.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Not quite what I expected, but I'm happy with 150. It goes towards my cruise, and I can't wait.
Bon voyage, Sandy. Now, why don't we sail over to Karen's table? What will she make of Norma's engraved walking stick?
Quite like the look of that. I'm going to try and buy that.
Sounds like it's right up Karen's street. So the Duke and auctioneer William Rouse are keeping a close eye on what she puts down.
I have to say, I walked up to my page and I'm a little bit miserable. It was just a walking stick. But the closer I got, the more excited I got.
Yes.
So, how long have you had it, Norma?
I've had it for over 20 years.
And where did it come from?
Well, my second husband, his first wife died. He's sadly now passed away. But she used to collect all manner of things, and that was amongst some of the things she collected.
Yeah, and have you liked it all this
Yes,
time?
I do, but my boys aren't interested. They think it's just worth a old stick. So I don't know anything about it at all. I know.
All right.
I'd be interested to find out.
Let's have a look, shall we? Well, it's a rather lovely walking stick, it has to be said. We've got all this wonderful patination going down the shaft here. Either a burnt needle or some sort of sharp object's been heated up and then burnt into wood to give this lovely patination going all the way down. But what intrigues me, I have to say, is the coat of arms. And we've got two mottos, haven't we? We've got two French mottos. And have you noticed those?
Yes, I have.
And it's Dieu et mon droit, which is God and my right. And round here, we've got another French motto, Honi soit qui mal y pense.
Yes.
Which is?
Evil to him who evil thinks, or something.
You're doing my job for me, Nora. Fantastic.
William, an extraordinary looking walking stick. A type of root or branch base to it, walnut or rosewood top to it. But the quality of it is something that just jumps out at you.
I think it's an absolutely fabulous object. If I was a walking stick collector, I would be really keen to buy this. We've put 200 to 300 on it because as auctioneers, as you know, we like to have low estimates, but I think it could very well do quite a bit better than that. I think they're the sort of thing that people will fight over.
OK. Well, you've heard what our auctioneer of the day says. Now, Karen's got experience. What's she going to put on the table?
So I'm here to tempt, and I've got a feeling that Mr. Dickinson won't be very far away when I start to put some money down on this table, because I'd imagine this is something that he's going to love.
Yes. Have you any idea how old?
How old it is? That's a very good question. If I had to commit, it's 19th century, and if I had to commit, I'd go early 19th century. But what is so cracking about this stick is the condition.
Yes.
It's going to appeal to quite a few collectors.
Yes.
And I like it too.
I know you do. I can see on your face.
Oh no. Right, here we go. No more ado. Adieu. Right, 50, 100, 50, £200. You're really... Oh, you've got that face again. That business... Careful, David. She's got a serious business face, Norma.
Now, I've come in here early doors we have a variety of valuations, and that's interesting. Now, several of our experts have gone in the £200 to £300, and they're working on the quality of that. But one of them is jumping up and down, and he says, the best I've seen in 30 years, and I'm going 300 to 500.
Oh.
So basically, we have these differing opinions. Karen's put down £200 on the table. It's a sporting offer, it's an opening offer. It's got to be worth 300 quid, and it might be worth more.
Right.
I will put another £50. Am I close?
No, I still think I would like to.
Did you have a figure in your head before you
no,
came today?
I didn't, but I had a gut feeling of that it's worth
and a
few
business
bob.
head.
I think so.
I see it for me to sell 300 to 350, so I'm quite happy that I put 250 on the table now, and I think that's a really fair offer from my point of view.
Yes, from your point
we're
of
going to
view,
agree to
would be.
disagree on this occasion.
Yes.
Well, good luck. Hope it does well, and make
Thank
sure he
you.
looks after you.
I will do. Thank you very much.
She was always one step ahead of me, and David finished it off, so off it went to auction. Good luck.
Now, Karen, don't be bitter. We've yet to find out if Norma has made the right decision.
I think it was a very interesting item, and you sat down with Karen. She offered you eventually, after a bit of persuasion, 250 quid. We felt it was worth a gamble, and so we've said to Norma, go to auction. It's coming up now, your lot. Is he going to sell? We're about to find out.
Lot 15A is a good 19th century walking stick. It's a really nice thing, this, good colour. And there we go, what should we start this? £150 to go. 150 I'm bid, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 220, 230.
240 on the internet against the rule.
At 250 in the room. 270 on the internet. 280. 300.
300, they like it. Thank goodness for that, because we always felt it was a good lot. There's 340, they're really going for it. This was a quality rare item that needed to come to a London sale room.
Sell it. 340.
Okay.
That was well done.
We can all have a little bit of a brief there. So 340,
Yes.
take away the commission, it's just under £280 you are taking
That's
home.
well done.
First of all, are you satisfied you made the right decision,
Oh,
Michael?
yes, because it's no use to me.
Okay. On the day, I feel a little relieved. It was quality. We wanted to push it towards the auction, but you never know. But the result came up trumps. £340 under the gavel, £278 to take home, and Norma is going to be walking away with 278 quid. That's a real deal.
Now back to the den where something spooky awaits Simon Schneider.
Great little brass figure, really interesting subject. Not everybody's taste, but I have to say it does appeal to me. I hope I can buy it.
Seller Jack has a dark wish.
Just hoping to try and claw as much as I can from the dealer, I suppose.
Let's hope Simon's wallet is sucked dry and not his blood.
Now you've brought in this charming, gentle subject. What can you tell me about this item, Jack?
It's just something that having the clear out of the house, really, and it's something that's found in the loft in a box.
I actually quite like this, so I've got to declare straight away. I think it's an unusual subject, and it's probably not in everybody's taste.
Yeah.
It's actually, it looks like it's bronze, but it's not, it's brass.
Right, OK.
And it's been, well, you can see what it is. I think it sort of talks for itself. It's a vampire, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think it's got some age to it. It looks to me as if it, sort of probably early 20th century, 1920s, something like that. And it's not bad quality. If you think about making something like that out of a lump of metal and casting it and everything, well, she's got quite
a lot of detail, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we quite like it. It's a question of money, isn't it, really?
Yep.
I think it is worth 20, 40, 60, 80, £90.
OK. Would that be as much as you're willing to go from your side?
Well, if you take it, it would be. If you're going to say yes, it's definitely the most. Look, you want a little bit more, don't you?
I would like a little bit more, yeah.
If I took that £10 away and I put another 20 there and I made it £100, would that tempt you to say yes?
I think Three figures, it's a bit more tempting now, yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot left in that for me, but it's still a nice thing. I quite like it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it like that, yeah.
Shake my hand. You better go back to the attic, see what else is in there.
I will do.
Got myself my own vampire clasping a young girl's bottom. What more could you ask for?
Well, a profit would be nice too, Simon, and we'll find out later if you make one. Also coming up, Karen gets excited.
What a super thing. I have to say, Yvonne, it's the first one I've seen and I absolutely love it.
But will her offer strike the right note? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal in St Albans. The den's all of a bustle with eager sellers, so let's get over to Janice for Colin and his watch.
I've already had it valued, and I think if I could get £400 for it, I'd be very happy with that.
Well, let's see, shall we?
And what have you brought for me today?
I brought my granddad's pocket watch.
And is this your granddad?
That's my granddad in the First World War. He died when I was 7.
Yeah.
He had 2 watches.
Yeah.
And this is his Sunday best watch.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to remember him in his waistcoat, wearing it and swinging it around like they used to in those days.
Yes.
And this came out on the Sundays.
Right. Okay. Well, it's 9 carat gold, and here you've got the watch chain. It's all marked, and you've got the little fob at the end. The watch itself, it's a lovely watch, made by J.W. Benson in London. I think it's about 1900. Mm-hmm. But I think when your granddad was swinging his watch around, he's damaged it, because as you can see, there is
a little bit of damage there.
Quite a bit of damage to the face.
Yes.
And in the circumstances, I think this watch, sad as it is, I would be buying purely for the scrap value. I couldn't sell it in that condition.
No, it is a working watch though. It looks even nicer now you've got it on this little podium. It's got lots of sentimental value that we probably can't consider.
Yes, yes.
But I wasn't thinking that it would be scrapped. I was thinking it was probably more of a watch that would be used by somebody.
Well, I'll make an offer, and we'll see what we can do. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
We go 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, £400.
Mm-hmm. I think it's worth more to me value-wise, to be honest, than £400.
Well, I'll go a little bit more. I mean, I can go to 420, 440. That is going to be my limit, I'm afraid. Have we got a deal?
We've got a deal. I'll let you take it. Thank you, Janice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now it's back to the den. What have you got there, Karen?
Not quite sure what's arrived on my table. It's obviously gold, it's obviously intricate. Could be nice.
Let's see what it is then.
Yvonne, lovely to meet you. Welcome to the show.
Yes,
what a super little thing you bought. I'm going to have to get straight into this because it's rather lovely. So, it's quite special, isn't it?
It's a musical box. I've had it for 40-odd years, and it's...
And you've had a lot of pleasure from it, I imagine?
It has, yes, but it's just... I think I've had enough of it now.
Okay. I'm guessing it's gold.
It's 18 karat gold from Switzerland.
Which would explain the musical movement, wouldn't it?
It would, yes.
And how does it work?
You just wind it from the...
Very gently.
In the centre,
From the gem?
Yeah.
Okay. It's quite stiff, isn't it?
It's quite,
so it's probably at its maximum.
Yeah. Can you hear the...
Oh, I can just hear it.
Just hear the sound.
I don't want to wind it too much.
Yes, you've got to be careful. And I have had it oiled and cleaned, so it should be...
What a super thing. I have to say, Yvonne, it's the first one I've seen and I absolutely love it. I mean, some people would talk about the value of the gold, but you couldn't value the gold anyway
it's
because...
It's more collector's piece,
and
really.
it's a real object
Yeah.
of virtue, as we
Yeah.
say in the trade.
Yeah.
Okay, time to go.
Yeah. Time to go.
Look at the colour of
Yeah,
these.
the right colour.
Right
The
colour.
right colour.
So we're on the right
Yeah.
path.
Yeah.
51, 52, 53, 350, £400, Yvonne.
I was expecting more. Because these are not very many around. Yeah.
Right, a most unusual item. I think 19th century.
Could be.
Very interesting. £400 to £600 is the estimation of our independent valuers and the auctioneer. 400 is on the table at the moment. I think it's worth a little bit more. And if I was you, I don't think I'd let it slip through my hands and go to the auction. I would try and buy that, because somewhere there is a good buyer for that.
Well, I can't disagree with any of that, because I would love to buy it off you, Yvonne, and I think the only thing between us is the price, isn't it?
I know you've got to make a profit as well.
Another red one on the pot, making £450.
A little bit more, because
I love it.
Because I know it's
£500, and I think there's just a little bit left for me now. Yeah, smile on that face.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I absolutely love it. I just think it is the most exquisite item. I'm quite sure I'll sell it. It's just how much for?
We'll find out later. Coming up, what's causing such a stir in the den?
Janice, I think what we've got here is something very, very special.
Yes.
And it gets the sale room going too.
£950,000.
Can't believe this.
How high could it go? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
We're having a great day in St Albans, but there's only time for one more deal with Janice. And she could be in for a treat.
Really excited about the picture viewer. I've never seen anything like it. I've got to know more.
Janice is keen, but how much do you want for it, Joan?
We had thought about 1,000. To an enthusiast, I think it would be worth that.
Well, let's hope so.
What have you brought me today?
Well, this belonged to a very dear friend of mine.
Yes.
His mother bought it for him when he was a child in the 1920s sometime. And he died 20 years ago, and it was left to me.
Yes.
And now there's no one to pass it on to. I'm the last one in the family. And I wanted this to go to someone who was really going to enjoy it, because we've had an awful lot of enjoyment out of it.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, I've just looked at one of the reels, but there are 29.
I know.
And
it's I can't remember them all now, because I haven't looked for some time.
There's some fantastic films. Do you know what this is actually called? It's got on here Kinora.
Kinora, yes, that's what I've known it as.
Because what it seems to be is a series of still photographs.
Yes.
And when you move them around and you view them through the projector, they actually look as though they're moving.
Yes, it flicks so that
flicks
it looks...
through.
Yes.
And this scene that's on at the moment, it appears to be two gentlemen wrestling before a crowd. Sort of in quite traditional costume. And they're doing acrobatics and all kinds of things. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, I'll see if I can try and buy it from you. Right. So if we go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 180.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Say.
No? OK, we'll put a little bit more down. So if we go 200, 250.
No.
No. Well, David's here to give some advice.
Well, Janice, I think what we've got here is something very, very special.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a very rare item. We've already done some research on the internet, and we find out that some of these items, with only a few reels, can bring £700 to £1,000. And because of the size of the collection, I'm going to say, without question, it needs to go to auction.
I think he's right, Jane. I think it's such a superb collection with all these reels. The auction is the best place for it.
Yes.
But what would you like to do?
Yes, I'd like to go to auction because I do think there will be a lot of interest.
I think there would be, yes.
Because it is quite unique, really.
Yeah, definitely. Well, really good luck at auction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moments ago, Janice offered £250 for Joan's picture viewer.
See what we can do.
David's adamant it'll be a hit in the sale room.
Without question, it needs to go to auction.
But has the Duke called it right? Time to find out.
You came along to Dickinson's Real Deal, sat down with Janice, and Janice said, I'll give you £250 for it. What was your answer to that?
No.
No. You thought it was worth more?
Yes.
And I agree with you. I think it's worth more. You know, depending on what the subject matter is and how many reels there are, they sometimes bring quite a few hundreds of pounds. It's coming up next. What's it going to bring? Well, it's going to bring more than 250 quid, Janice, I'll tell you that.
105A is a 20th century moving picture, Kinora, and a load of interest in this, I'm glad to say.
A lot of interest. Telephone bid.
I can start it straight off at £600. 650 I'll take at £600. 650, 750, 850, 950, £1,000, 1,100. £1,100 it is then.
£1,100.
1,200 I'll take, 1,200.
£1,200 on the telephone.
1,400 on the telephone. £1,400 on the telephone. Anybody else at £1,500 behind?
I wonder if Janice is watching this. She offered £250.
No, £1,500 behind you then. At £1,500, you all done and finished. I'm going to sell it then. £1,500 it goes.
Gavel has gone down at £1,500. You're going home with £1,230 for something that's been in the loft for 30 years. What are you going to do with all that money?
Well, I'll pay the gas bill, that's one thing.
Well, just about. The way the prices are going, you'll pay the gas bill just about. So, OK, it's going to pay a few bills. Yeah. Nice surprise?
Yes, very nice.
Pleased and delighted?
Yes, I am, certainly.
On the day, it has just brought £1,500 here under the auctioneer's gavel, and Joan is going home with £1,230, and that will pay a nice few bills.
It certainly will, David. Congratulations, Joan. Let's discover whether any of our dealers have a hit on their hands too. Janice thought she was in the frame for a profit with Ian's unusual lamp.
The detail on it is absolutely superb. It's beautiful.
If only everyone thought the same. She just can't find a buyer. At least there was a box office return when it came to the pocket watch. Leading man Simon was doubtful when he laid down £20 for the Atomizer.
I'm never going to see that 20 quid again.
And he was right. It's hanging around like a bad review. What about the Hammer Horror Vampire? Well, he managed to sink his teeth into a profit. The Duke made sure Diva Ian didn't have everything his way.
Would you be happy with 150?
Yeah, I think so.
So?
Yet he still managed to make a return on the watch. But it's Karen who's our leading lady today. Although she lost out on the AA sign, take one.
Yeah, I'm going to auction.
And the walking stick, take two.
And you're off to auction.
She bagged her Oscar when she sold the musical fob. What a splendid cast you all are.
We've had a really enjoyable day here in the sale room. Great crowd of people, a lot of action, a lot of buying and selling and bidding. I always like to see that. That's what the show is all about. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.